Hey friends, welcome to the OT Minute. My name's Arno. In today's video, I want to share 3 things that I'm doing this upcoming year to hopefully continue to level up my skills as an occupational therapist. Now, these 3 things are things that I did in 2022. However, I want to lean a little bit more intentionally into them because I found them to be so helpful. Now, if you want OT content like this, I do want to take a second and just ask you to subscribe if you want to be kept up to date regarding new videos coming out on this channel. And if you do find this content valuable, please don't forget to click the like button. And then most importantly, I think for this video, I'd love to hear from you. What are some things that you do to help level up your skills as an occupational therapist or even as an occupational therapy student? That being said, the first thing that I find to be helpful in my professional development is to make sure that I spend time in reflection. So reflection, I imagine, can look different for everybody. For me, I just love to spend some time writing down my goals, my wants, my desires professionally, usually in a journal or something along those lines, because it allows me to think back through 2022, think through, what were some of my successes, the things that I found to be super helpful. And it also allows me to think about maybe the areas where, I still don't feel as confident as I want to be in this particular area or with this particular population. Or it might allow me to recall different frames of reference or approaches to treatment that I really wanted to read up on more or learn more about. And that reflection process also does this really cool thing where it connects me a little bit more to my values. So some of my values is to be curious, to be a lifelong learner, and to be an excellent occupational therapist. Now, those are values that I can best step into when I am reminded of them. So that reflection process reminds me, like, hey, this is important to me. And when I align my actions with my values, that's when I find the most joy and the most purpose in what I do. Now, the second thing I'm going to do in 2023 that I found super helpful in 2022 was to look for specific CEU courses that met my specific needs. And what I mean by that is that I think a lot of times it's easy to just kind of settle for what's free or easy to access when it comes to CEU courses. And thankfully, that is a great resource a lot of times, free CEUs, but I would just encourage to not just settle for free or what's easy, but to really seek out the specific CEUs that you think is going to help you level up your practice. For example, I work with neurologically impaired individuals, and so vestibular issues was something that I was running into, and I didn't really feel super confident in my approach to treatment with those patients. So what I did is I took specific CEU courses on vestibular rehab. Now, one of the resources I use is Medbridge, which is a great resource. It has different tracks, like spinal cord injury track, stroke track, TBI track, I think. It's easy to look up specific areas or that you want to gain more knowledge on. So again, that is a resource. There's also occupationaltherapy.com, AOTA. I'm sure there's a million others. But that being said, look for the specific ones that meet your needs. If you do want to look into Medbridge, I do have a discount code for them specifically. So you can do the OT Minute as a code and follow the link down below. And that should give you a good discount. Highly recommend them because they're high quality, they're taught by experts, and it's just an easy to navigate site. Now, the third thing that I'm going to do this year and lean into again is to buy and purchase books that spark my curiosity. And one of the things that I'm doing this year, for example, is I am going through this book, ACT Made Simple by Russ Harris, and it's about acceptance and commitment therapy, which is a great approach to mental health that is focused on action. So it lines up really well with occupational therapy. Look for those types of resources that spark your curiosity. It might not be something that's specific to occupational therapy either. It might just be something more geared towards your professional development. For example, there's the Leadership Challenge, which is a book that I highly recommend if you want to lean into leadership a little bit more. There's Atomic Habits that we've talked about on this channel before, that's geared towards building habits and that personal development, which easily translates into professional development as well. Think about those types of things, and this is not only for OTs, but for OT students as well. There's 2 books in particular that I bought as a student that I found really helped to level up my clinical or fieldwork experiences. The one was Fundamentals of hand therapy because I was going to an outpatient clinic with significant focus on upper extremity rehabilitation, and this gave me such a great foundation. So instead of having to search through multiple notebooks to freshen up my knowledge, I got this one resource, I dug into it, went back to my notes a few times, and then the other one that I got was occupational therapy in acute care because I was going into a hospital setting for my other field work, and I was not very familiar with the hospital setting, so I wanted to do what I could to have a better knowledge base. If you don't want to buy a book, I get it too. Just rent something, be creative. That being said, thank you for watching this video. I hope this was helpful and encouraging to you. I wish you the best in your professional development as an OT or as an OT student. If you do want that discount on Medbridge, don't forget to look down below in the description area for the code and for the link to follow. All right, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.